Deep in the forests of old Russia, where the birch trees whisper secrets and the wind carries the scent of pine and moss, there lives a woman who is neither wholly wicked nor wholly kind. Baba Yaga, ancient and enigmatic, dwells in a hut that walks on chicken legs, its doorway guarded by skulls that glow with fire. To some, she is a devourer of children, a witch whose iron teeth gleam in the dark. To others, she is a keeper of wisdom, a giver of gifts, and a guide who tests the brave and rewards the pure of heart. She is the embodiment of contradiction, the terror at the edge of the woods, and the grandmother who knows the way through them. Approach her with greed, and you may find yourself in her cauldron. Approach her with courage, and she may grant you the fire that lights your path. Baba Yaga is the shadow in the lantern, the curse and the blessing, the crone that embodies folklore itself.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Beth.
And this is Folkloric. So I am having a hard time right now not doing the thing from Ant-Man. Baba Yaga! I just want to yell it all the time now. Just, Baba Yaga!
No, I understand that.
For a long time, this was one of those you don't say the name situations, because I didn't really know enough about Baba Yaga, and it was one of those ones where, like, what I had heard was you don't say the name, for it invokes.
Sure, except it's not her name.
It's not her name, but also she doesn't have that mythology, so I don't know why that was something that was in my head.
I think everyone has that because there's power in a name.
Well, there is power.
Now,
yeah.
There is power in a title as well, because once the title becomes your name, the thing you're known as, then yeah, it can have power. But in this case, Baba means grandmother or old woman.
Yes.
Or crone. Yaga means, or it's linked to horror, disease, or serpents. That kind of thing. So men fear what they don't understand.
I also, learning about her made me really want to be her when I grow up.
Right.
But also, I didn't realize she was such a feminist icon. She's like a proto-feminist.
Very much.
One of the things, and I mean, you do much more extensive research than I do. And I wasn't even going to do this until the end, but I think I'm going to talk about it right now. There was a Christina Claes. She did an article for The Rejoinder, which is it is a journal that is published by the Institute for Research on Women at Rutgers University. And hers was called Beyond the Mother Metaphor, Baba Yaga's Ecofeminist Manifesto. Now, I did not copy the whole thing, but there's these art pictures that go with it, which I don't know if we can put that on Facebook or not. But so her Ecofeminist Manifesto for Baba Yaga.
We can definitely link it, though.
Yes. They want to figure out if I am good or bad. They say I eat children. What they don't understand is I am ambiguous. Guardian of death, pundit of plants, giving advice to those in need. I am not your mother, here to nourish you, nor will you ever succeed in mastering me. Yes, I can sustain and destroy you, but not because I am good or bad, but because all existence is interwoven with each other, a flourishing circle of life and death. And that, to me, was just like fantastic. But yeah, I'll
Well, we
provide
can
the
we
link.
can link it, and then that way they'll have it to read themselves.
Yeah, it's not very long. It's very short, but it was really, I thought it was a really, once I saw that people were putting her in the feminist category, I looked up Baba Yaga feminism, and that was the first thing that came up.
Okay. So yeah, Baba Yaga is known for several things. She is known for her house, her hut on chicken legs. It spins or it turns to face visitors when a secret phrase is spoken. There are many different ways in which it presents.
Yes.
Some describe it as spinning continually on legs, on bird legs.
Dizzy hut.
She can also ride in an iron kettle, as well as a mortar pestle.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, she's associated with the water of life, sometimes guarding fountains or wells. And she's often introduced simply as a hut with hen's legs.
And,
So, yeah.
And if you play video games and you get around to playing the video game Rika, that's got a Baba Yaga in it, and it's got a hut with chicken legs, and you get to design it. I am still in the designing phase.
Right.
I didn't get very far before I got sidetracked by life.
So scholars are still debating on whether or not she's a survivor of the pre-Christian goddess worship that's linked to fertility or death cults or what have you. But
Yes.
I think she is likely not so much a goddess as a being that we've seen before in folklore that doesn't really go with god or goddess, just nature. And I would say that she's the female nature, that she is the feminine.
Well, I always put nature with feminine because nature is life and creation. But she kind of has a lot of the Kaliach feel about her.
Yeah, very
even
much
though
so.
they're not. But it's one thing we're discovering with our, as we move on through folkloric, is that the patterns in all the different lores and legends they're evident, and you can see the influences from one culture to another and how they create their own versions of very similar things.
Oh, absolutely. For her, it's more like she's a guardian.
Yes, and who has not a fuck to give. And I really fucking like that. But sometimes she's seen as three sisters, which
True.
I didn't see much on that. I was mostly focusing on the single entity.
Well, they are three sisters, all bearing the same name. So she's been known to guard thresholds.
Yes.
Representing those liminal spaces like forest borders, life and death, childhood to adulthood, that kind of thing. But she's also known as a trial giver. Heroes must show their bravery, respect, or cleverness. And then, that allows them to survive her judgment.
And she does give pretty interesting challenges from what I have seen. But she also likes to throw a little bit of them. Like, she'll give you an option to have a peaceful result, but she tends to opt for the chaotic result.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So she shows up in a lot of contemporary fiction and pop culture.
God, yeah, I have a whole list.
Yeah. So a lot of fairy tale retellings. I mean, so many that it's going to be very hard to disseminate them.
Oh, yeah.
But in films and games, like you mentioned Rika, but she appears as a nickname in John Wick. She appears in Hellboy, The Witcher, and Dungeons and Dragons, which we know.
She is in one of my favorite. Unfortunately, I'm trying to find it. She's in my favorite. Studio Ghibli. I can never say his name, and I'm so sorry. Hayao Miyazaki. I know it's Miyazaki, but I can never say his first name. And Spirited Away from 2001, Baba Yaga is in that. She owns the
Right.
bathhouse. And honestly, that is my favorite next to Howl's Moving Castle. So,
Almost chose her as the post for the blue sky and that we were recording right now.
oh yeah, I love her. She's horrible. I love her.
So there's the debate is she a villain or a mentor, or is she good or bad? And you can't say one or the other because she is a representation of life
Yes.
and nature. And nature is neither good nor bad. And, the only thing there is surviving it.
Mm-hmm.
You survive nature, you learn to work with nature, because to go against it means you're doomed.
Yes. I think one of the pop culture ones that we didn't mention, which I liked only because he used it both sides of the coin, is Neil Gaiman. Baba Yaga is in Sandman and she's helpful, but she's also in his the books of magic where she is not helpful. She is more of an ass. So it's just showing you the moral ambiguity where she can be helpful and she can be hurtful. Because she just has no fucks to give. Like, really, there's no other way to explain her. She has no fucks to give.
I mean, she's comparable to many crones across the world, but I think we all have that folklore, and the U.S. has it, Japan has it, and I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but we did talk about the Kalyach, and I keep doing that. Kalyach. That is the Celtic or that area. But there is a catchphrase for summoning her hut.
Ooh.
And it is a fairly common folkloric catchphrase, which is, turn your back to the forest, your front to me. And if you think I'm not going to try that one day.
And our little tiny patch of forest.
Yeah. But, people have to survive her. They have to survive. I mean, she could give you chores around her hut, and you'd have to survive that.
Yeah, because they're not easy. They're pretty life-threatening.
So one of them is the story of Vasilisa, the Beautiful. And I'm going to give you a condensed version of that story.
Yes, because I have it also on in my notes, so yes.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a merchant and his wife. They had a daughter named Vasilisa, a girl of great beauty and kindness. When Vasilisa was still young, her mother fell gravely ill. Before she died, she gave her daughter a small doll, saying, "Keep this doll with you always. Feed it when you are in need, and it will help you." After her mother's death, Vasilisa's father remarried. The new stepmother brought with her 2 daughters of her own, and they were cruel to Vasilisa. They mocked her, burdened her with endless chores, and tried to spoil her beauty. Yet whenever Vasilisa fed her doll, it would secretly complete those tasks, leaving her radiant and unharmed. One day, the merchant went away on business, and the stepmother, jealous of Vasilisa's beauty, plotted to rid herself of the girl. She sent Vasilisa deep into the forest to fetch fire from the fearsome witch Baba Yaga. Vasilisa walked through the dark woods trembling until she came upon a strange hut standing on chicken legs. Around it was a fence of human bones, crowned with skulls whose eyes glowed in the night. The hut spun and turned until Vasilisa spoke the words, little hut, turn your back to the forest and your front to me." The hut stopped, and Baba Yaga appeared, a terrifying old woman with iron teeth, flying in a mortar, steering with a pestle, and sweeping away her tracks with a broom. Baba Yaga demanded that Vasilisa perform impossible tasks, cleaning the house, cooking meals, sorting a mountain of grain. Vasilisa fed her doll, and each task was completed perfectly. Baba Yaga grew suspicious and asked how she managed. Vasilisa replied that she carried her mother's blessing. At this, Baba Yaga grew uneasy, for she could not endure purity and divine favor. Still, Baba Yaga gave Vasilisa what she had come for, a skull lantern filled with fire. Vasilisa carried it home. When she returned, the skull's fiery eyes glared at her stepmother and her stepsisters, burning them to ashes. Freed from their cruelty, Vasilisa lived peacefully. In her time, her beauty and kindness brought her to the attention of the Tsar, who married her, and she became his queen.
I mean, that is, I love the pictures I saw, the illustrations of the skull on a stick with the glowing eyes is like, that to me, that is a skull lantern. That's what I want.
There you go.
But again, she has that both sides. She was going to ride those rails on both sides. And even when she helped her in the most vicious way possible.
Well, and notice too that Vasilisa didn't have any issue using it.
No.
So what we're, life, especially in the time that we're talking about, could be very cruel.
Yeah, and also this has a very Cinderella-esque feel about it. Another story that I had found sounds more like Hansel and Gretel, and that one is it's a story where two young peasant children who were victimized by their stepmother, she sent them into the woods to Baba Yaga, so hoping to get rid of them. So she specifically sent them to Baba Yaga. The children ended up, being captured by her, and she's like, I'm not going to miss a meal. They actually used the stuff around them to escape. There was a black cat that Baba Yaga had neglected, but the kids had fed the black cat.
Right.
And so the cat helped them escape. The gate shut Baba Yaga out because she neglected the gate. And the same thing with the forest. The forest obstructed Baba Yaga's path because she had neglected the forest. So they all helped the children, and the children had all successfully returned home. And Baba Yaga kind of gave up after they won. She was, again, that no fuck to give. I was going to eat them.
Ambiguous.
I was going to eat them, but you know what? Hey, they earned that. I often say that to my students when they're like, I'm going to call the police on you because you're being mean. And I'm going, you know what, buddy? If you can get me arrested for, I don't know, teaching you how to sit still and eat with your mouth closed, then you go for it. You earned it. So that's kind of it. The kids got away, so they earned it. And again, it was, she's a role of an obstacle. And the children, they had trespassed, even though they were told to go there. But at the end, the stepfather, he banished the cruel stepmother and he protected his children, which why the fuck didn't he do that in the first place? But yeah, you have this almost like a Hansel and Gretel type of a thing. So it goes back to, once again, the Grimm's fairy tales, where they were collecting stories all across Germany, but didn't mean that these stories didn't come and trickle through or trickle out of Germany from other places, to and from other places.
Well, we have a lot of passing of knowledge through storytelling, and those are done by people who travel through trade routes.
Yes.
And so it's very likely that most of these stories are pulled from other areas. Now, whether or not this is reminiscent of those stories, or those stories are reminiscent of this, we don't know.
I like to believe that in a past life, if that is a thing, that I was a traveling storyteller.
I think that the Slavic tales are probably the older, and more isolated tales. That they were I'm not saying that they originated these tales, but they certainly made them their own.
They did, and they're a lot more vicious. And not to say that if you actually get to read the Grimm's fairy tales, there's a lot of viciousness and cutting off of body parts and stuff like that. I mean, the original Cinderella, the stepmother has the one of her own daughters cut off the front of her foot and the other one cut off the back of her foot to see if the shoe would fit.
Right.
So this is not new, having that viciousness, but definitely the ambiguity of Baba Yaga, having this central creature or character in these stories, which is missing in the Grimm's fairy tales.
There's a finality to their decisions.
Oh, yes.
So it's not like just punish someone. It's punish them by killing them entirely.
Oh, yes. And again, Grimm's are pretty vicious too. If you read some of the originals, they're pretty fucking
They do
vicious.
tend to go towards, I think Grimm tends to go towards maiming a lot more.
A lot of maiming.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot
Some of the older
cutting out tongues.
Yeah, well, it's the Germanic
Yes.
stories tend to have that, especially like cutting off of thumbs.
And so, but the Slavic stories, I mean, it's not like they didn't share borders. And
Sure.
so these stories and people travel. So the intermingling of these stories is highly, plausible.
So let's talk about Baba Yaga's sisters. Now we know that there's tales of the sisters themselves, and they act as not a singular entity, but they act as three independent, almost different aspects of Baba Yaga. And a lot of times this is hero oriented. It is mainly when they're sisters, it is when a man has appeared and is wandering through the forest, and it's a hero. That's usually what it is. And, he speaks the word of summoning. I don't know how everyone knows how to summon Baba Yaga, but it must be very annoying to them.
Well, or to her, yeah.
Or to her,
Yeah.
depending on which set that you're talking about. And that is when, he finds, that he is demanded to do chores. And a lot of chores are being done in these stories.
Meanie.
And in the Baba Yaga sisters, there's often 3 huts. So each one of the huts has a different demand. Or each one of the sisters in those huts. But I think you have to say that the huts themselves are not separate from Baba Yaga. They're pretty much akin, they are the singular entity of Baba Yaga. You summon her through her hut.
True.
So it seems to me like this is a singular entity that has different facets.
What I think is interesting with her is that she has actually pissed off nature. Where one would think because she is one with nature to a certain degree, she has such an unpredictability, and despite that she is considered a deity, the natural world will turn against her because of all the things that she has inflicted upon it. With her.
So it's reactionary.
It's reactionary to her.
Right.
The reasons why scholars often have a hard time putting her in a category is because of the fact that she has so many contradictory traits. And I am the mother of plants and animals, and yet here I am neglecting the plants and animals. One story's got me, taking care of them like I am their caretaker, and then another one you fend for yourself, bitches. It's like.
But I think that's very much like nature. It doesn't care.
Yeah, well, yeah, nature is vicious. Nature is uncaring. We don't matter in the grand scheme of nature.
Right.
And I think that's something that a lot of people need to keep that in mind when they build these houses on the sides of mountains in a mud plain.
Yeah, I think it's unfair to call her chaotic, so I won't do that.
No.
But she is definitely entropy in some fashion.
Would I say that she's chaotic neutral? Yes. Because she does.
We can apply that.
We can apply it because she does have that. Again, she's neutral. She doesn't give a shit.
She seems to have rules, though.
She does have rules, but for her, her rules kind of vary from case to case. And also, if, mostly she just wants to be left the fuck alone unless, she's got a wild hair up her ass and she just wants to go and fuck with people. She has that mercurial aspect where, yeah, she wants to be left alone. don't trespass. That should be anybody's basic moral standard compass. Don't touch people's shit. Don't go on their property. Stay away. It's not yours.
Right.
But she has, she'll help you for a price.
That's true. I think it's interesting that oftentimes her price is eating a child.
I mean, they're tasty.
Yeah.
They're sweeter.
Well, I think what
they're
it
the
is
veal of
is
the human.
it is a way to dehumanize Baba Yaga.
Oh, definitely.
So that she is not considered. I think a lot of times it is used as a way to separate her from humanity.
I mean, people would rather have the bad guy instead of having her be something worshipped.
Sure.
I mean, I don't think she'd want people worshiping her anyway.
That's true enough.
Too many bothers, I could almost hear it like, you're just too many,
So I think it's strange that I keep seeing facets of Baba Yaga that actually lead to other things.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about Baba Yaga and the iron teeth in particular is a very big giveaway to me that she is very much like Mother Winter.
Yes.
And having iron, a fae with iron teeth. And Baba Yaga is essentially a fae with iron teeth. And in the scope of things, when you're talking about whether it's Germanic or Spanish or we're talking about Slavic areas, maybe she's the same entity, but she's different things to different people.
And that makes sense. And I think that's true of a lot of deities. They're different things to different people.
Yeah, I think the names they have are things they collect along the way.
Oh, I agree. So I'm gonna regret this one, but so there's a huge movement, and especially after the Marvel movies, of a lot of pagans that I saw online, and I'm not saying all the pagans, but a lot of the pagans I was seeing online and TikTok were, worshiping Loki. And I'm not saying that they were doing that because of Marvel. It became more something I saw.
It was more prevalent, yes.
And there were a lot of us trying to remind them that Loki is not Tom Hiddleston. Loki is not the Loki from the Marvel movies. He did not forgive Thor. They did not play that game of throwing him to distract the people.
Right.
That didn't happen. You have to go into your lore. You have to delve deep. Is this the deity you want to work with? This is literally a deity of mischief. And I feel that is very similar with Baba Yaga. Don't start making deals that your ass can't cash.
Well, except I think with the difference to me, and this is just to me, is that Loki, or the entity that uses that name for whoever has that
Gabriel.
aspect. Right.
Sorry, supernatural references as usual.
I was going with you on that because I knew where you're going. But I think that those aspects, they have different rules depending on who it is that is quote unquote summoning them or working with them. Baba Yaga does have a rule set. It's weird. It doesn't make a lot of sense, except I understand it, which is odd.
I do too. There's a respect that I know I wouldn't want to cross. Granted, I'm not going to be going out there actively looking to make deals with her or to work with her. If I happen to stumble upon her in some other world that I actually went out into the woods in because I wasn't afraid of everything else out there.
It was right there.
Those woods freak me out. There are 6 acres right next door, and they're not even that many. 6 acres is nothing compared to the wilderness, and yet I still don't like them. Okay, I know it's even in them. I can see through the trees.
I'm not saying I'm going to call her.
It would be a very, very small patch of tree for her to have to live through. But I would not want to... I wouldn't... I'd get eaten. Let's put it that way. I mean, there's no other way around it. I'd get eaten.
I don't know that would be true. But here's my
the
thing.
meats.
Is it Loki is the type of person to make a deal with you and then to use that deal to screw you over no matter how carefully you worded it.
What is the deck of cards in D&D? That's very
deck of many things.
The deck of many things. That's what Loki has. It's like that's something he created. Where, you can get a wish, but your wish is going to be, I want $1 million, but also
it's $1 million worth of gold stuck, falling from
your
on
asshole,
your head, falling onto your head.
You poop it out, but you got to strain the poo.
But that's the thing about Loki is he will find a way to screw you over with whatever. His whole thing is being a trickster, and when I say trickster, I don't mean ha ha funny.
Oh no!
I mean in the most.
He finds it funny, but no, we
don't.
Sure,
I'm saying in the most horrible way possible.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he had sex with a horse. He's not fucking around here. I mean, he kind of is, but I'm glad we have the explicit. So, Baba Yaga, on the other hand, if you come at her honestly and bravely, it is entirely likely that she will grant you or let you go. And no harm will come to you. Loki is not that forgiving. Loki is going to find a way to fuck you over.
And he's going to hunt you down and make sure that you pay.
Right. So I and that's my belief on this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm saying that this
on
is
these entities that...
Yes. Because you don't believe in the deities.
Right.
But I believe... And I do. But also...
But I believe that those entities are things. I do believe they are things. I just don't believe they are gods or goddesses. I believe they probably have power, but they also are not benevolent. They're not gods.
I think so. My first foray into gods beyond the basic Christian theology was the Greek gods.
Sure.
And I actually have a copy of the book in there. I fell in love with this one book. Can't tell you the name of it. I just know it has a Greek name and the book is yellow. And I never remembered. I always recognized it. And that was really like when I started going, oh, there might be other things out there. And then the whole belief that those gods no longer had the power because people stopped believing in them as much, which makes me think that this resurgence in modern years, like I've met people who are full bore boogie into the Greek mythology.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
It amazes me that is still a thing that people are that is a religious choice, where it was a mythology in the way it was presented to me. And something like Baba Yaga and Loki and the Norse gods, the Greek gods, I believe that the power that we put into it,
right,
definitely feeds them. And it's almost like a tulpa of sorts. We're believing in something and giving it the power because we believe in it.
That's true.
And I think that these things are, it could be just me being a crazy little wackadoo, but I want to believe that these things are coming back.
I think that we are self-manifesting.
Oh, definitely.
So in many ways, the belief that you have the abilities leads to those abilities. Mm-hmm. You cannot, it's one of the things that I love about magic. Mm-hmm. This is the thing I love about the fact that I'm a secular witch throws people off. But I don't need a belief in gods to have a belief in myself or a belief in an ability or a belief in magic.
Well,
magic
is natural, so it's in the nature around us.
Right. Magic is a force, and that force, much like electricity, is something you can harness or not harness. Mm-hmm. You can be burned by or you can burn with.
Yes.
It is not something you just expect a god to start maintaining for you. No. So I don't expect a god to maintain my electricity. I expect it to be done with mechanics mm-hmm. and with know-how and knowledge. And that is how I feel about magic, is that we learn to wield it. But in learning to wield magic, you further your belief in that magic. Mm-hmm. You manifest within you your own ability to do magic.
Yes.
And I think when you start allowing that to happen, you start bringing back the world that was, which is probably much harsher, but let's face it, also much clearer. Because there's nothing more clear than survive and not survive.
Oh, yes.
Or I don't know, I'm trying to explain how I feel about this, but there's a lot to it. Yeah.
And there's also, we're not trying to push a belief system. We're sharing our belief system.
I literally don't have a belief system.
I mean, you do, though, because you believe in what you believe in, and that is a belief system.
It's not a system, though. It's more like a
rough draft?
It's more like a
concept,
a concept.
An idea.
Yeah, more like a concept. Or
a dream within a dream.
Yeah.
An enigma wrapped in
my belief system doesn't include gods or goddesses or any power that you cannot do anything against. Even Baba Yaga has mortality.
Yes.
In the sense that she only has the ability to operate within a bounds. Mm-hmm. She does not have ultimate power over everything.
No.
Nature can slap her down.
And it does.
And she can slap nature down. So there is no god or goddess in this. Again, I think it's what we as a culture give these entities as to what power they actually truly have. And it ebbs and it wanes. Or ebbs and it
flows, yes.
Flows. And I think we've been in an ebb for a very long time. Yes. And I think it's the tide is rising again.
I think so. And I think it's because of I'm really walking on eggshells here, but it is the misconceptions of a lot of belief systems that are currently in popularity, for lack of a better word. And I have no problem with those belief systems if they actually follow their rules. Don't create rules and not follow those rules. Don't create rules, negate those rules, which is fine because those rules were antiquated. We created new rules within the same boundaries, but we're not going to listen to any of those rules, but we're going to still utilize the names as the power behind those rules. And the things that we're stating, the things that we want to change are going to be based on the entities that never said those things. Yeah. So that's an issue that I have. So I don't personally, I don't worship any deities. I respect all deities in the sense that I ain't gonna fuck with you, don't fuck with me. Okay, sure. I'm just gonna.
That's I think healthy. If you're gonna believe in deities,
err on the side of I believe in you. Just leave me be. But like
you and Crystal Light.
Yes, but with the you sometimes. So with Baba Yaga, and I feel like this is as like you were saying, and maybe a lot of other belief systems kind of lose this. Is you don't just wish for something to happen. You have to either claim it or you have to work for it.
You have to earn it.
You have to earn it.
In some way, you have to earn it.
So like when I do anything where I am calling power from the universe, I am not saying I want, because that creates a vacuum. I am saying I have, because that claims it for me.
Sure.
And the universe is more willing with the energies to provide what you are claiming as opposed to creating what you leave open.
Well, I think that's what I like about Baba Yaga. And this was my pick because she's easier to respect because she doesn't care about your respect.
Yeah.
What she cares about is that you follow the rules. And the rules are what she established.
Oh, yeah.
So when you arrive to her, she gives you the rules.
Yeah.
You know what the rules are going to be.
You're going to do this, you're going to do that, and you're going to do the other thing.
Well, and much like with Vasilisa, is that she circumvented those rules, but she did it within the bounds. She used a doll.
Yeah.
But that's okay because
Vasilisa. I was like, what are you saying?
Sorry, what did I say?
Salisa.
No, I said Vasilisa.
Oh, I didn't hear. Sorry, that's me.
But my thing is, she did it using the doll, but
Yeah.
that was something she came in with. That was a tool she had at hand. That is using all the faculties that you possess. And Baba Yaga would respect that.
Also, I'm going to hate myself for saying this as well, but it's almost like the whole, why did Harry Potter survive the unforgivable curse? It was because of the love of his mother dying for him. And that was why it rebounded. So it's her mother died, but her mother gave her that doll. And that was one of the things that Baba Yaga said was she wasn't going to fuck with that type of sacrifice, honor, and love. She was just going to be like, yeah, I ain't going there. The doll creeps me out a bit. Don't blame her. Dolls
I mean,
are creepy.
yeah, she literally referred to it as her mother's blessing.
Yeah, so that kind of just made me think of that. And again, I hate myself for it because, you know.
I understand that.
That bitch.
But, you know, Baba Yaga doesn't just exist for herself. She exists for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And as people encounter her, they have their own idea of who she is.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that's why she is so different in so many cases.
Oh, yeah.
Yet there's a core to it. Oftentimes it's doing chores around her hut. Does that sound evil to you? It is a little bit
It
because
is.
I'm tired of dusting this stupid mantle. But
I gotta dust. It's so disgusting. Y'all don't even know.
But she will do malicious things like the grain, like a mountain of grain, and she wants you to sort it.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be things that are somewhat malicious, but they're still doable. You just have to make sure, you have to show that you're willing to put in the effort.
Okay, if she gave me that, so she would never give me that chore, the sorting the grain.
Because it's too interesting, yeah.
I would be sitting there just being like, bing, 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 bing. Don't. I got to count them. Okay, they're going to be little piles of 10. Ooh, this one's a purplish one. We're going to put it over here. And
But that's also evoking that other thing of when you have brownies, you know, in order to distract a brownie, you dump a bunch of things on the ground.
Oh God, I must be hungry because I was like, wait, brownies? Wait, are you talking about? Wait, what? Oh, now I want a brownie. Okay, so yes, you are right. But with most fae, you can distract them by putting something on the floor because they have to count
Specifically,
them.
though, the stories I know
So I'm
are
a
brownies.
fae. I can be distracted by counting things.
It's also an indicator of someone who is probably not neurotypical. So, and I'm not talking about Rain Man style. That is a gross.
I can't.
That is a gross oversimplification of a very complex and nuanced neurotype.
I think that's why I like to crochet, is because I like to count the stitches.
And I think that's true. My atypical neurotype does not lean in that direction. I have other things that I hyper focus on.
Yeah.
You hyper focus on those. I get easily bored with that. And that's why my bunny blanket during the pandemic looked like a trapezoidal
Parallelogram.
It looked like a parallelogram of hate.
Sorry, I go on these tangents because I have a mind. I'm not neurotypical, and my brain goes into different places. The real Ghostbusters cartoon, one of the episodes, they weren't going to the Bermuda Triangle. They were going to the New Jersey parallelogram. And since I grew up in New Jersey, I always thought that was so funny.
That makes all the sense in the world.
Oh, I love it.
It explains a lot.
I think I'm one of the few people who actually makes references to the real Ghostbusters cartoon. Learning about Baba Yaga made me just like love her. Really, really love her. To the point of, I am not going to go burn candles for her, no. But I will appreciate if you happen to summon her. I'm going to be like, you're cool, but I'm going back inside where I'm warded.
What I always enjoyed about Baba Yaga is that it's her house.
It's her house.
It's her house. I love the idea that her house shows up when it needs to. In the area that it needs to.
I like the idea that her house can travel.
Right.
And like right now, I would not mind a house that grew legs and walked us to somewhere, because that would save me. I hate packing. Oh, I hate packing. And at some point, it's going to have to be done.
But I love that her house travels and it's a part of her. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, so, the Huns love their horses.
Mm-hmm.
And they often were they even did business on horseback.
Yeah.
It is much akin to that they have this sympathetic connection. And that is what I feel about Baba Yaga and the hut, is that they are essentially one being because there's this sympathetic connection that binds them.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not it was always the case, I don't know, because it never really mentions Baba Yaga without the hut in some fashion.
Yeah. Well, I think the only one I didn't like was where it said the hut is sometimes seen as having a rooster head. I don't like it. I just want the chicken legs. I think having the legs and just this hut is so much more like, I don't know. It's more imposing and yet neat. The Baba Yaga hut in Rika has the bottom of the chicken with the wings.
Sure.
And then the hut sits on top of that. And I kind of dig that as well.
You can't go full chicken with the hut.
You cannot go full chicken with the hut.
There's no chicken hut.
No.
Just the hut with chicken legs.
There's Kentucky Fried Chicken, then there's Pizza Hut, but there is no chicken hut.
That's right. That's where I was going. Thank you for going there with me.
It's because we share a brain cell some days.
But I think that's what I love about her, is that she embodies so many different aspects for so many different people, but she's still essentially the same person.
Mm-hmm.
She's the same entity. Baba Yaga doesn't change, we change. And as we change, she changes with us because we need that.
Oh, true. And I also like that she is this proto-feminist without being like perfectly beautiful. She's not.
Right.
Because my issue with feminism is not feminism itself. It's people's perception of feminism. People who go, well, I'm feminine. Being feminine and being a feminist are two different things. Feminine is the pretty. It is the, the flowery, and not even that. Just having this. I feel like I'm feminine, but at the same time, I also would rather wear jeans and boots than anything else. And to me, that's not always perceived as being feminine, but I do consider myself to be feminine.
I think each person has a duality where they have a masculine and a feminine.
Oh, yes.
Sure.
But being feminine is not feminist. Feminist is about equality and equity and making your life as the same as the people around you who are either A, making more money, or B, getting more rights than you. It has nothing to do with being male, female, and or other. It's about everybody being on the same equitable plane.
Right.
And I'm
exactly.
specifically saying equitable because equity means everybody gets what they need, not what everybody else has. Because again, your piece of the pie ain't going to get smaller because somebody else gets what they need out of that same pie. You're all going to get the pie shape, the pie size that you need. But I think it's a misconception with that word feminist.
Sure, absolutely.
And she's not feminine per se in the what people perceive as feminine on modern.
No, she's feminist.
But she is feminine. I mean, she is. She's in the sense that she's female.
Well, she has a duality.
She has a duality.
She has masculine traits as needed.
Because she'll cut a bitch.
And she has feminine traits as needed.
Because she'll help you. Again, like the manifesto said, I am not your mother. I will not nurture you, but nor will you control me.
Well, she is the storm, and she's also the calm. She is the fertility, but she's also the decay.
Yes, and I kind of dig that shit.
Yeah,
it's the maiden mother hag or crone all in one. Even though there can be three of them, there are still three of the same. So she's just the maiden mother crone all in one, and I love that too.
Well, and that's where you get that three aspects, or the three sisters.
Which also, you see that in the three fates in Greek mythology. Sure. And again, in pagan beliefs, you have the maiden mother crone.
Absolutely.
And so, that's something that I love. I love the calling of three. I love things in threes. I always have. It's not my favorite number, but I like seeing things in odd numbers.
No, we have that with our dog. I don't want to be crass. She does it in threes. She does.
She does.
Every single time.
God.
She has to do it in threes.
Our hound dog, she will poop 3 times.
And I think...
And each one is a full-blown poo.
And I really have
within
to think
minutes.
that it's not a digestive issue.
No, because
we tried different things, but I think it's just literally she's a magical dog.
that dog is going to hurt herself one day. She feels that she has to poop every time she goes outside. It is ridiculous. She will force a poo, guys. She will force one.
I'm so glad we're establishing that here.
Oh my Lord, that dog kills me sometimes.
Poor
but
Lola.
yeah, I mean, what's funny though is as much as I like odd numbers, like I like 3s and 5s and sometimes 7s when it comes to like symmetry, because I like having the 1 in the middle and the equal on the sides. In my car, I can't have the heat on an odd number unless it's 67. Don't ask why. It has nothing to do with 67. Just fuck you, people. But also, like my volume has to be on an even number. I don't know why. If you ever notice, I'll turn it up, but then I adjust it.
Everybody has their thing.
I don't know why. Numbers are weird to me, and they really have power. And I have to. If I had to say I worship anything, it would be numbers, even though I suck at math.
Well, it's not so much what you do with the numbers, so much as the numbers exist.
I am awesome at the 4 basics in math, but outside of that, I can't do shit. Even fractions confuse me sometimes. That was so weird.
It is weird. But that's okay. So Baba Yaga is an entity of change.
Yes.
But she's also an entity of the immutable. She's a contradiction.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a hero. And she's a villain.
I say she's a hero. I used to be afraid of her, but now I love the concept of her. And I might be willing to do some chores if it means I can fuck some people up.
I think nature both loves and hates her at different points.
I agree.
And I don't think that she has the control of nature so much as she has a relationship.
Oh, definitely. She doesn't control it. She's, like I said, she's a pundit to plants.
Sure.
You know, and that's the one thing that Christina Kless said was pundit to plants in the manifesto. And that doesn't mean I control them.
Do you know they're the people that are like, they foster cats, they foster dogs, they love animals, but they're a bitch on wheels. Mm-hmm. They hate everyone.
Yeah.
That can be Baba Yaga in a lot of instances.
That totally could.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you foster animals, I have to give you a lot of credit because I would be keeping
They
every
would be
one
fails.
of those babies.
Everyone would be fails.
I would have a house full of animals. I would be a hoarder of animals.
We already are.
We are a hoarder of animals. I mean...
Not a hoarder, but
not a hoarder.
We have
just
a lot of
too
animals.
Many animals.
We have a lot.
And I grew up with very few animals, so it's like me living out my childhood
Same
dreams. So we don't even have all the animals we want.
So, any final thoughts on Baba Yaga before we get distracted again?
Final thoughts. Sorry, I had to adjust my seating here. I think she is kind of a badass. And again, like I will reiterate my statement from the beginning of the episode. I want to be her when I grow up. I want to be the old lady feared that lives in the woods, that people tell their kids, don't go up there. The witch lives up there. And I want to be like going downtown and people won't know that I'm the person that they also talk about up in the woods. I want to go downtown. I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to, have people that I know. And then, oh yeah, well, we heard blah, blah, blah happening up in the woods in your neck of the woods. Did you hear about that? I'm like, oh, you mean the ritual? No, I didn't hear about that.
And then they're going to go, that Baba Yaga, she's very fearful, but Beth was nice.
Yeah.
It's because I'm just sitting in the hut.
Yeah, she's sitting in the hut playing video games. Meanwhile, I'm
Weirdly,
out there.
on an abacus.
Yes.
Because there's no electricity.
It's magic.
Oh, okay. Magical electricity.
Yeah.
There we go. I like that.
In our secret house that doesnn't exist yet, but so this has been Folkloric. And if you liked what you heard and you have a tale or two to share, not just about today's topic, but about any odd or scary story that you'd like to hear us talk about, You can send us an email at folkloricpod@gmail.com, or you can join us on Instagram and Blue Sky at Folkloric Podcast. Please make sure to follow and subscribe to Folkloric wherever you listen to podcasts, and don't forget to check out our other podcast, The Cozy Quilt Cinema.
Bye.
Bye. Baba Yaga!